would be a hell of a twist if Rachel and Alex fall in love, and then Shun and Melinda fall in love. I mean, it'd be a stupid fucking twist, but it'd be a hell of one at least. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back in episode 2 of Dallos. As you probably know, due to a ramble that I gave during episode 1, that we watched the pilot and episode 1 back to back, and I am doing this in the same recording session. We will, of course, be recording episodes 3 and 4 separately, and then the special movie version of all this separate from those to give people time to watch, myself time to rewatch them, take notes where needed, and make a board, possibly. I don't know if this is board necessary, but well, I'll keep an open mind. So far, though, we are dealing with a police state on the moon, uh, and a repressed Lunarian population of settlers that came to the moon looking for a better life, but unfortunately, I'm going to call it the autocracy of Earth, followed through or followed with its authority and basically subjugated the people of the moon. Like, they didn't, like, subjugate them, like, totally. It's not like a fascist state. Well, maybe it is now. It's more like they asserted their authority slowly over time, is the sensation that I'm getting. And now the people of the moon are essentially trying to rebel against it. They presented Dallos in the pilot as something that the people of the Lunarians had made. Maybe I misunderstood that in the pilot and I've just been repeating it for, say, 1.5 episodes now. But I felt like that's what was said. And then in episode 1, they introduced it as a thing that like got unburied, and that the Lunarians are like worshipping it as a god. So maybe an alien reference in there. Not alien reference, as in the movie Aliens. Maybe a reference to an alien thing, the Dallos. If I was going to reference this to any movie, it'd probably be like Total Recall, where you find all the alien artifacts underneath the surface of Mars to then terraform Mars. Especially when they've already introduced the fact that they are trying to terraform the moon, and then it turns out we're just doing dome cities, which I guess you could consider a bit of terraforming. Specifically, those sections of the moon you're living under the dome. I wouldn't though. I think I brought this up during the pilot, the Mars trilogy, Red Mars, Blue Mars, Green Mars, the Kim Stanley Robinson book trilogy. Highly recommend. Very good, politically, philosophically, science. It's got all the bases covered. It's a great series. But still don't know what to expect from the Dallos itself. This episode is apparently about doing demolition to it, so I assume this episode we're really going to see it, given that I don't anticipate that they're going to destroy it with the demolition. The preview made it look like they're going to actually uncover it, which might then give rise to whatever it's going to do, or I guess maybe our protagonist to get to it to do something. Because at the end of the day, I still feel like the protagonist is going to be the hero character. Like, we have Dog, which is our rebellion leader, who is active in doing stuff, but he is more a mover of the story. And I feel like Shun is our young person in the midst of larger events, who typically is the hero of these sorts of things. Plus, he's got like a love interest. You don't introduce a love interest unless you're going to make that the hero and then something come of that. Or, them winding up together by the end of it. And then you, of course, have Alex, our protagonist, who is now been removed from his love interest, who's been taken by Dog. His love interest, of course, being Melinda, by which I mean Alex, not Dog, the guy who I just referenced. As far as I know, Dog doesn't have a love interest. Other than that, yeah, I mean, we are in the midst of whatever the rebellion's up to, because it looks like they're making Mecca out of the mining vehicles, so they're still in the midst of whatever plan they have going. And assumedly, Alex is really pissed off that Melinda got captured, so he's probably going to go over the deep end too. I feel like I'm rambling, and as I've already covered many times now, the only cure to rambling is to get on into it, so let's do that.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, so this is just the opening then. I don't know what it is. Banana, do you wanna? This is the encoder. That's pretty funny. I don't know what it is about OVAs that always mess me up. Because I remember back when me and Griffin were originally doing stuff on this channel, and I was thinking of trying to do replacement episodes of things when shows that we were watching were on hiatus for a bit, like Zom 100. Zom 100 would be late by a week, and then 2 or 3 weeks. And I said, hey, let's watch a couple of one-episode OVAs. Actually, I think I said, hey, let's watch some OVAs. And it turned out, let's find a one-episode OVA to watch every other week. That for some reason, I just expected OVAs to all be one episode. And I could not be more wrong. At the end of the 21st century, Earth's plan to bet the future on developing the moon has succeeded. The number of settlers increased to 498,000, but the third-generation settlers are discontented with the Earth's harsh oversight. They have risen up for freedom and independence. They have kidnapped Melinda Hurst, a young woman from Earth who is visiting the moon as an observer, and taking her hostage to a bargaining chip. However, Ryder, Melinda's fiancé and military commander Monopolis, eccentric friends and something guerrilla forces. Damn it, I did not read fast enough. As I said, I always feel pressure the scroll goes, and you mess up once and you're out. And I'll point out that was not a screw-up of reading. In here, that was all fine. Out here, that was all fucked up. Also clarified, more than love interest, fiancé. I don't know, does it help to have the ammunition clips so far back in the stock? Yeah, they can track you by the headbands. Through walls. What was a Gunter? Maybe he'll find the egg. So not asleep, but dying. Oh, the debuggers are the cops. Okay. I had that wrong the first time around. I thought the debuggers were the rebels.
Shun, 何してるのよこんなとこで。レイチェル。おじさんたち心配してんのよ。まったく。
Why did they track his ring?
あのドグって人じゃないかと思ったもんだから。
いや、ドグじゃねえ。ドグじゃねえがしっかり見ておけ。
今から30秒の猶予を与える。
So is it one guy sacrificing himself with a bunch of guys who are dying to make it look like they got everybody else? Sort of the Demolition Man
突
thing.
入開始。
殺すな。必ず生け捕りに殺すな。
Oh, it's gonna be the BEM.
全デバッカーに次ぐバルカン砲静射開始。
So is it gonna be the construction vehicles, or? See, I don't know how their homemade construction vehicle mech is gonna be able to survive this. God damn, that's a lot of bullets. That's like a Terminator level of bullets. Okay, I guess the
デバッカーは
construction
上空で
vehicle
バックアップ
armor is just
デバッカー
really
次
strong.
続け。
レイチェル
何ぼーっとしてんのよ。
急げまた来るぞ
I do like the element that they're hiding out in the crowd too. Okay, that one just seemed like it just like ripped through it. So how did the first one? Oh, there we go. That explains the dead bodies. They're using the cold of the dead bodies to hide the explosives.
警告。速やかに抵抗をやめて投降せよ。生命の安全は保証する。
And say, joke's on you, they were willing to die for the cause. Well, I hope Alex wasn't there. Also, hope he didn't live nearby.
事件3同未遂に武器強奪を目的とする警官襲撃17。しかし私が
Yeah,
問
it's a
題
shame
にしたい
Griffin isn't here for
これ
this.
ら表面化したゲリラ活動
This
の
is
背後に
Griffin's dream
彼らが
OVA.
開拓
His
民たちに
anarchist ass would
その
love
支持層を
this.
急速に広げつつある事実です。もし組織されたサボタージやストライキが勃発すればこのモノポリス統括に深刻な影響を及ぼすことになります。
だからこそそうなる前に彼らの組織を叩き潰さねばならん。君たち自慢の鑑識ナンバーによる管理システムはどうしたのかね。
ライガー司令、一度でも直接行動に関与した者はほぼ自動的に統括局のコンピューターに登録され、我々公安局のマークするところとなります。そしてそれは単なる審
How's
判
the
であった
security
ものを思
department
いつめ、
different from the
組織に身を
debuggers?
投じざるを得ない状況を作り出す。
ゲリラの指導者たちはそれを見越してできる限り住民を巻き込む形で行動を起こそうとしている。先日のあの騒動がいい例だ。ライガー司令、ゲリラ狩りも結構ですが、あなたの強引なやり方は住民たちの反発を招き、結果としてゲリラを次々と生み出している。
How that works.
そうは思われませんか。
I
現
don't
在我々が
disagree.
取り得る最良の方策は、彼らの組織と何としても接触を図って事態を鎮静し、その間に地球からの支持と援助を仰ぐことです。
話にならんな。彼らとの接触など論外だ。ここで引き下がればゲリラどもをつけ上がらせ、それこそ彼らの浸透を許すことになる。圧倒的な力でねじ伏せる以外
I
に
wonder if that
方法
means
はな
that
い。
he doesn't have the
しかし司
support
令、
of
圧
Earth
倒
in
的な
this,
力といっても我々公安部は軍ではありませ
or
ん。
that he's afraid of
それに
looking bad
ゲリラたちがベムと呼んでいるあの奇妙なモジュレーションスーツ。
to his Earth
あれはいけま
superiors.
せんな。あんなものがこの中央居住区にでも出没するようなことになったらそれこそえらいことです。
モジュレーションスーツとは言っても、装甲も武装も貧弱な作業者のパーツの寄せ集めに過ぎん。デバッカーの火力で圧倒できることは証明済みのはずだ。方針の変更は認め
Yeah, again, I'm not really sure how it just like ate all those initial barrages of a million bullets and then got taken down by like the next two shots.
ライガー司令、このままゲリラたちとの交戦状態が続いたのでは、誘拐されているメリンダ城の安全がせめて交渉に応じる用意だけでも。
方針の変更は認めないと言ったはずだ。だがメリンダは取り戻す。必ずな。
I mean, I understand his difficulty, right? Don't negotiate with terrorists. but I've got a stake in this. So he's gonna do what he can do while not breaking his own code or rules. Random searches. I appreciate even the random ladies with picnic baskets are in on this. This is a grassroots rebellion. This is Wolverines. For half a second, I thought that was Rachel. I'm laughing because of the crazy fun action music. About to kill some cops! But I was so thrown by the Wolverine-esque, just killing of cops on the street by the rebellion group here that I don't remember what I was talking about before I started seeing that happen. Also, just thinking about how much I'm about to recommend this to Griffin after I'm done watching this episode.
だいぶ派手にやったらしいな、道具。
大したもんだ。デバッカーの中で奴ら目を白黒させてやがったぜ。
Okay, so the debuggers are the ships that they were riding in. The ones that are like Valkyries from the Cross.
どうした道具？
どうも奴らの動きが気になってな。なあマックス、俺たちがいくら公安部の奴らとやり合っても所詮は小競り合いに過ぎん。戦略的には何の意味もない消耗戦だ。統括局はなぜこの事態を地球に報告せんのだ。あのライガーとかいう司令官何を考えているのか。
考えすぎだよ道具。地球の要人の娘が誘拐された上に連日この騒ぎだ。時間の問題さ。仲間も着実に増え続けてるし、連邦が乗り出してくるまでいくらでもやってやるさ。サイは投げられたんだ。後には引けん。あんたのセリフだぜ。
There's always the Earth Federation in there.
こんにちは。
おい、あの坊主。
すまんな。別に隠してたわけじゃないんだ。あの子を巻き込みたくない気持ちわからんでもないが、達也野々村の弟という立場でどう生きていくか、結局は彼自身が決めることだ。それにな、あの子の本当の目的はどうやらあれらしい。
We don't know Dog's relationship to his brother. Rather, their past together. Well, that would be weird, considering he already has his own love interest with Rachel. I would be worried that Melinda is trying to pull a honeypot on him to try and get away. You sound real strange, but I feel deja vu when I said that, because I felt like I had a dream that I already said that.
シュンがあのドグっていう人のところへ出入りしてるの。聞いてるの？おじさんたちカンカンよ。知ってて黙ってたんじゃ
It
ない
does have a very Amuro Frabo relationship feel to it now all of a sudden.
聞いてる？シュン、あの地球から来た女の人、メリンダっていう人。その人に会いに行ってるって本当なの？
ああ。
なぜ？なんでシュンが会わなきゃいけないの？
聞かせてもらってるんだ。地球の話。
今まで地球のことなんか気にしたことなかったじゃないの。急に興味が湧いてきたわけ？地球のことで頭がいっぱいなわけ？それであの人たちの仲間になったわけ？
仲間じゃないよ。
なんで地球なんか気にするのよ。週に関係ないじゃない。地球なんて一度
Oh,
も
I
見たこ
hate
とないくせ
elevators
に。
like that.
レイチェルは
あるわけないでしょ。
I think I've seen them in videos of tourists that go to like Germany.
え
How easy they are to fall into or get
Matasta.
trapped between floors in. But I mean trapped, I mean like too afraid to step out and
真の
get
バカ
crushed.
鈍感無神経何がまた明日よ。地球がなんだって言うのよ。
See, 'cause it felt like they had a
地球
relationship.
なんか関係ないじゃない。
Right? Even like the dad was like, "Oh, let's not get in the way of Shun and Rachel." And it was she who didn't do anything wrong. She has nothing to do with any of this. But Melinda's gonna take her. I guess. I mean, him. Melinda's gonna take him. Oh, okay. I guess nothing happens to Geronimo. It's just the cyber dogs show up. I imagine the cyber dogs are just able to see the ring signature and hunt those down. Ah, this is about to be horrible. I can only imagine that we're about to see a lot of dead dogs, and that's not something I particularly wanted to see.
ここでそのお嬢さんを見張ってろ。逃がすなよ。
You know, it might be helpful if you, like, shut and lock the door. That would probably be an interesting security move on your behalf. Again, it has to be that their whole eyeball thing is enhanced to see the rings. Or I guess interesting enough, I'm not going to see any dead dogs. They're just too good, the cyborg dogs. Pluses, minuses, I guess. Good, I don't want to see any dead dogs. I guess the OVA is smart enough to know that I don't want to see that. I guess everybody else evacuated. Brilliant. Left something literally with your name written on it. No going back home now. Yeah, you better write them off, Rachel.
先に戻れ。緊急事態以外は連絡するな。
Are you going
組
undercover?
織のメンバーから聞いたんだが、3日前の行動制圧戦の時に確かにシュンを見たというんだ。あのドグたちと例のメリンダとかいう地球の娘と一緒だったと。バカなやつだ。
So I'm just getting the feel of the inspector from Les Miserables. Like he's gonna try and sneak into the group. As though he isn't, like, the most recognizable face ever. It would be a hell of a twist if Rachel and Alex fall in love, and then Shun and Melinda fall in love. I mean, it'd be a stupid fucking twist, but it'd be a hell of one at least.
最後に見た人の話では手に武器を持っていたそう。
Okay, never mind. He's not hiding out. I thought that'd be dumb if he
休日に
was.
2人でこの公園に来たり、仕事の帰りにおしゃべりをしたり、ついこの間まで当たり前だったことがもう二度とできないなんて悪い夢を見ているみたい。なぜこうなってしまったの？あなた地球から来た人でしょ？こんな話想像もつかないでしょうね。
そうかもしれん。前から一度聞いてみたいと思っていたんだが、仕事は過酷だし生活も厳しい。この世界の人たちは何をよりどころにして生きているのかな。成功して地球へ帰ることかい。それともこの地で
I mean, not living under a police state would probably be great. To take off the headbands? Didn't expect you to say God. Because no one's really explained what Dallos is. I mean, from the Lunarian side. We know what we know what the Earthlings think Dallos is. Which is nothing, really. Are we collecting everyone together so that they can witness the Dallos being blown up?
Rachel.
大変よ。統括局や調査局の連中がダロスに集まってるって。ダロスを掘り起こすらしいって。
レイチェル、ついておいで。シュンに合わせてあげよう。
え？
Wonder what his goggles do.
もう60年になるか。初めてダロスを見た時のことは今でも忘れられん。地球に背を向け、深いクレーターの底から暗黒の宇宙をじっと見上げているあの顔を見た時。
That's true. If it is heads up, it's facing out towards space.
地球を空に仰ぐこともできない星と岩だけのこの世界にただ一つ人間の証を見た思いがしてな。初期の惑星開発、それはひどいもんだった。ちょっとしたミスでベースそのものが放棄されることも珍しくなくってな。ダロスはわしらにとって家であり避難壕であり生命を守る最後の砦であった。おそらくわしらが入植する以前に月面で活動していた科学者のグループが建設したのだろうが、ダロスは地球の、そしてわしらの存在そのものの象徴になった。何を目的に作られたのか、その真の意味を伝える者はもういない。わずかにわしら一世たちの間にその記憶が残っているだけなのじゃ。
Makes the pilot right then. Not that the pilot could have been wrong, so I guess I should have just been trying to incorporate both bits of information together this whole time.
大部分は放棄されたが、今でも何本かの行動はダロスに通じている。ドグたちなら知っているはずじゃ。
それじゃあシュンは
連中が踏み込む前に何としても連れ戻すのじゃ。
Oh. Sorry, I thought they were wired into whatever the backpack thing was as like a radio transmitter, but I guess it's more like they've got super enhanced muscles. It's not like Popeye. Muscles. I think the most unbelievable part is to think that one scientist did this.
降下速度毎秒 2.4 油圧 0.95 標準大気油圧 0.97
窒素油圧ならともかく標準大気というのは廃墟には不似合いだな。ではゲリラのこの月面に神などいるものか。化けの皮をひんむいて奴らに思い知らせてやる。
I mean, what about Yahweh, Jehovah? Do we not bring any of those guys to the moon with us? That's why I apologize for only invoking the Judaic and Christian gods. It's the only ones that came to my head off the top of my head.
やはりここはゲリラの地だ。全機突入。後方25度、ミサイル接近。
It's another way of saying they came from
下方
behind.
45度よりミサイル多数飛来。
You know, if they regard this thing as God, they have no qualms about shooting missiles inside of God. Oh, now they have laser weapons. Again, it really is like Valkyries versus really basic mecha. Because they go all Gerwalk mode real easy. This. Well, so much for what seemed like armor. The laser is just like blasting right through it.
Dallos.
Is the Dallos just SDF from across? Because it literally is transforming. Yeah, not for nothing. You fired giant laser holes in the face of it, so... They can see you through the walls. You've got headsets. Headsets, rings.
Rachel, おじいちゃん。
Okay, legit, how are you gonna have enough time to save
その
them?
まま動くな。
I guess this was the one debugger pilot who just didn't want to open fire randomly.
やはりお前か。
Oh, I guess that's why.
動くな。
いいか。敵と向かい合
Seems
う
like
時
it's
は
stupid.
背後にも気を配るもの。
Got a gun on him. He just slowly pulls out his gun.
あのジェロニモが君を引き裂くことに勝ち目はない。君には人を殺すことはできん。幸せなことにな。
Oh, he just did that to Geronimo. Geronimo didn't suffer
私に
before
は
it.
できる。
アレックス撃っちゃダメ。
メリンダ。
Help. Hope Geronimo didn't suffer for long that time either.
誰もが平和を願い、誰もが理解し合いたいと思う。正義も理想も支払われた犠牲を償うに足りぬと知りながら、しかしなぜ若者たちは明日の戦いを考えるのか。ここは 祖国地球を遠く離れた月の
I mean,
裏
that
側
is the message of Gundam Seed, isn't it?
ダロスが奇怪な動きを見せ始めた。
Which is a place on the
ダロス
moon,
が
isn't it?
蘇ったと。
I believe.
まさか警察軍によって破壊されたダロスが自らの力で復元した神か巨大マシーンか
I mean, it
永遠
wasn't
の謎を秘
technically
めて月面
demolished.
に行がするダロスは地球に激しく抵抗するゲリラ軍の未来を見つめている。
Well, I mean, I guess it's only really going to wake up in the last episode because it seemed to still be sitting there in the trench. Not the trench, the crater. In the preview of that episode. And they say it was demolished by the cops, but really not so much. The facet is that it's hard to tell given what do they call them? Debuggers? The debuggers that look like they look like Valkyries in Gerwalk mode from across. They're firing all their lasers about and they're bouncing around, and then we see the outside of the Dallos, and it's like laser lines into space. My interpretation of that was that the lasers they were firing on the inside were blowing holes in the Dallos, and those lasers were then escaping out into space. I guess another interpretation of that would have been that the Dallos is activating and moving, and we're getting like light lines of energy to express that. Either of these things could be true. It also very much seemed like the lasers were bouncing around on the inside, so maybe those lasers bouncing around could have been powering up systems if they were hitting systems that had like direct energy conduits to other things. Another guess at what might be happening. Without knowing what the Dallos is or why it was built, it's hard to guess at what's happening. Again, my guess is still that it's a giant mecha. But the idea now that a scientist from like the first generation of Lunarian colonists built it makes that a bit harder to parse, because how would was like why? Not even why. I mean, how? How would one guy do this? Or even one guy in one organization in a single generation? It seems to me more likely that it's misinformation from the characters in the show because they don't know the right information. That it would be more likely that a scientist and a group of Lunarians uncovered it on the far side of the moon. Because I believe in like a lot of sci-fi stories. I think just recently I was talking to Lessons about Snow Crash. Also in the oh god, I can't remember the name of the book series. In the Valley of the Night, in the Sea of the Night, in the Ocean of the Night, something like that. It's another sci-fi book series. Anyway, there's a lot of book series about alien craft being uncovered on the moon and their possible interaction with like a developing Earth. And yeah, that's what this feels like in that trope. I'm not saying it is that trope because obviously this could be independently developed outside of that. I think Snow Crash would have been late 70s, early 80s. Don't remember specifically. I don't know what to make of the Cyberdog thing. Because they're like, oh no, moon dogs. And then they call them cybernetic dogs, cyborg dogs. Because it feels like Geronimo was Alex's dog, and then just suddenly Geronimo is now a cyborg dog, and Alex gives like no passing notice to it. It's like, Geronimo will tear your throat out if you do this. The fuck did you do to Geronimo? It's like, but I don't know. I'm just thankful that we saw no dead dogs, except for possibly Geronimo at the end, when he gets crushed by the ceiling collapsing, but we don't explicitly see that. Like, we see explicitly what happens to, the pilots of that one shuttle in episode 1 when they get explosively decompressed inside their own spacesuits. Did not show Geronimo dying. Appreciate that. Small victories. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where we're going from here, because the next episode feels like more of a development of what's going on, rebellion vis-a-vis the cops and the authority of Earth here, as expressed by Alex, who's the commander in charge of everything. I didn't pick up a lot from them the next time on. I still feel bad for Rachel, because it does feel like Shun is pushing towards Melinda. However, that could be developed in the next episode as a Shun has a attraction towards Earth thing, and it's not a Melinda thing at all. However, I still feel like Rachel is being pushed to the side due to this infatuation with Earth. Other than that, though, I don't think I have many other thoughts. As I said, gonna give it a week before I start into the next 2 episodes, so we'll have time to develop any thoughts I had about this. And again, possibly do a board. Again, I don't think a board is necessary here. Not a lot of active characters, and there's not really a lot of cross character thoughts, right? Everyone seems essentially to have like 2 relationships between people, and they're not complicated relationships per each relationship tree. I think that's enough I can keep in my head. But we'll find out. Again, time for thoughts, time for comments from y'all. Let me know what I'm getting wrong, what I should be focusing on. No spoilers, of course. Other than that, though, I think that's going to be it for today and this grouping of recordings. So, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?